Hello, I'm Beth, and welcome to my Messy Studio tarot reading for Wednesday, April 1st. Oh my gosh, wow. So, full moon tonight, or April 2nd, depending on where you're watching this. And lots going on. Ooh, there's there's a card just dumped out of the deck. And look what it is. The Six of Water, the Six of Cups, the Six of Emotions, aptly named because of all the incredible emotions people must be feeling today. So I'm going to do something different today. I'm going to draw all three at once because I felt yesterday it would be better to, and the Death card again. Wow. Look at that. It might be better to, I'm just going to try it this way, like doing all three and then reading them as a whole. So, what I have is the Six of Cups, which I showed you, and then the Death card, which I exclaimed again, and then again this Two of Pentacles, but upside down. So, Two of Pentacles. And I don't usually have these cards upside down. For some reason, when I get them, so that's interesting that one turned upside down. It must have been from reading it the other day. I keep my cards right side up for this, and I think about both sides, like reversed, like maybe an aspect of us that's being held back or not quite in full expression, or, like full expression or needing to be toned down or whatever. I think I've always been like that with tarot for my creative self. I just look at both sides anyway. So the Six of Cups, let's get into it. The Six of Cups is often we're looking at the past. We're looking at our past relationships, like our siblings, our best friends, our animal companions, and our relationship to our parents, like just those formative years of growing up and what happened to us. And so you see this woman, and in the mirror, in front of the mirror, is this little self, the little self dreaming, and with all her dreams and her ideas and her goals and her big adventurous spirit, and then the older one kind of looking back and going, what happened, what hasn't, where is that little girl? So a lot of people may be feeling that today. It wouldn't surprise me at all. It's a perfect card for this. And then the Death card is, again, like we're going through something. We're going through a portal. We're going through a death and rebirth together. I mean, full moons are always like that. There's always something to release and let go of. It's just, maybe it's going to be in the form of tears or regret, or sadness. I don't know. But there's deep stuff releasing. And then the Two of Pentacles, to me right now, it's like telling us to stay above water, like that, to bring joy into this process too. So it's not like, what can you do that's fun and pleasurable and light to balance all this heavy stuff that's going on right now. And, a lot of times I find in the creative process, there's periods of time where we have to just release and do the emotional work. I think I said in an earlier video, but not everyone's going to watch all my videos, is that like there's so much water in creativity. Like we think of it as fire and passion and, this, inspiration and all this fire, but really, so that like water is going to support us releasing those emotions, getting sad, getting like just feeling those regrets, feeling that like, because those are pinpoint. They're telling us something. Like if you're feeling really sad right now about the person you wanted to be when you were a kid and who you are now, then that's a guidepost to show you what you need to do. Like where aren't you feeding that little girl or boy? They're not going anywhere. Like they're still inside you and their spirit still needs to be fed. I remember meeting this artist in Toronto years ago, and she said to me that she spent like 6 years, I think, doing morning pages, from the Artist Way, where you write down stream of consciousness every morning, 3 pages. You just write down all your crap. I did it for years too. And then you just burn it or throw it away. It's like she kept volumes and volumes and volumes, and then like burned it all. Like it's not even to go back to, it's just getting the junk out. And I think maybe for anyone who hasn't gone through that process, I highly recommend it. And this woman, this artist that I had actually saw her art on a book cover. I can't remember her name. I can't remember the name of the book. I just saw her. She was the artist of a book cover of a cookbook or something, and I was just like, oh, I have to meet this woman. And then I found out that she was doing some kind of class at the same time that I was going to Toronto. So I just, I enrolled in her class and spent the day with her. And it was so amazing to spend the day with this woman that was, a little older than me and much more, maybe had more opportunities, had lots of money. She was able to, follow her whim kind of thing with no, nothing to hold her back, no finances to hold her back or whatever. So it was, it was interesting to listen to her process. And she said, the biggest thing were these morning pages and just getting rid of all the sadness and all the junk and all the crap. And then finding who she was like from that. And God, it makes me think I should start it again. It's been years and years since I've done that, although I still write. But this, like, who is this in your life? And can you, can you meet this, self, this part of you that may have lost connection to her, and can you find your spark again? So and let some of that stuff go. Just like forgive it, release it. Maybe you spent years in unfulfilling relationships that kind of blocked the little girl. Maybe you listened to teachers or people or well-meaning people that actually held you back. Maybe you're just pursuing something that isn't you, and you got caught up in the like the expectations of culture. And so, we can find all this stuff out by journaling. And for those who, can't afford therapy, it's a really, really good way to release and process and not let it get caught inside you and stuck, because this is death for the artist, is having those stuck emotions and those regrets and all that bottled up stuff stuck inside us and not allowing us to create. And again, this like to me right now, she was doing something different the other day. Today she is keeping us above water, keeping us above like just going deep into dark despair by dancing, by holding something fun and light, like by really balancing those opposites. And it is a balance of the sun and moon today. The sun and moon are in opposite places in the sky. It's the full moon. And so we are like, we're grieving, we're releasing, parts of us are dying, and we're balancing all that with something beautiful and kind, which is about Libra. And don't forget about you, your needs, what you want. Bring that into the picture today, because that's super important for Libra, to not let it be about everyone else. Let it be about you today. Okay, so let's pick a Sacred Creators card. Overthinking can spoil the magic. 0. 0, 0, 0. All right, it's the Fool. What a good card. Overthinking can spoil the magic. Okay, so remember, there's magic. I'm so excited. And so, finding inspirations, new beginnings, setting out on your own path, following your intuition, trusting in the universe, source, the courage to begin new projects, having a positive mindset, recognizing serendipity and opportunity. So, the self-care message is naively jumping into something new with both feet, analysis paralysis, and the fear of making the wrong decision. Movement and progress blocked by your own doubts. We got that yesterday. Not trusting your gut, worrying about outcomes before you even begin. And then blocking or disregarding your intuition, obsessive planning, and perfectionism, a need to learn a new skill along the way. So this is an indication that we are moving into new territory, a brand new chapter. That's really exciting. I'm happy to have that as the final message after yesterday's dreary reading and today's kind of emotional heavy reading. We have a reminder that we are stepping into something new, and this is a really important process to release some of this old sad gunk, and so we can jump into our new path. All right. Thank you very much. Thanks everyone for watching the videos, for liking, for commenting, for sharing. And yeah, have a blessed day. Thank you.